Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another TF Live TV production. We are going to be watching the Season 28 Premier Division Upper Page Playoffs game of Happy Feet versus Head Cavers. I am Michael. I'm joined this evening by Elmo. How are you going, Elmo?
Yeah, pretty good. Very keen for this game. I know that they versed each other the previous week, but this should be a lot better now that we're into the finals. It's serious business time, so everyone should be on their A game, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely. And both these teams, seed one, seed two, no elimination tonight. Just playing for that spot in the grand final. They're going to secure themselves a nice chunk of that prize pool. Is the goal. So both teams, I imagine, going into this game will be very driven.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Obviously, everyone wants to win, and money just sweetens it. I mean, it's a fair chunk, like first versus second versus third. It's like a huge jump every time you go up. So it's definitely like even just confirming second is that covers your like pizza for the year. It's great. So they'll be very keen on that, and they're just the bragging rights. I'm sure head cavers would kind of finally want to get one over Coffee Clock this season. So I think it's been 4 in a row or something on different iterations of Happy Feet slash Coffee Clock. So yeah,
Yeah.
head cavers definitely want to get one on the board.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, this would be the time to do it. Like I mean, in the grand final, sure, it's good to do it then, but I mean, if you can get yourself ahead this week, watch the team play next week in another best of three, and give yourself that additional time to prepare.
Well, I
You
mean,
know, I
I
think,
mean,
yeah,
they didn't make it to the grand final last season, the head
yeah,
cavers. So yeah, the upper page playoff is definitely a big one.
yeah, definitely. As it looks like we've actually had the teams finish their pick ban. They were kind of going through it just as we were starting. So we'll quickly run through those maps. So in order, we've had Happy Feet ban product. Then Head Cavers responded with a Prolands ban. Logjam was then banned by Happy Feet, with the final ban being Sunshine by Head Cavers. And the maps we'll be seeing tonight are going to be Gully Wash, picked by Happy Feet, Process, picked by Head Cavers, and then if we need it, Snake Water, which was picked by Happy Feet as well. So a lot of just really kind of default maps.
Yeah, so it sounds like that they've had enough of the meme shit over the seasons. They just want to go back to basics, pick all the favorites, play what they know pretty much.
Mm.
Which I
And
mean, can't blame them for. I mean, they're
no,
obviously all confident on kind of the main kind of maps compared to we play it once a season and don't like it that much map. So can't
yeah,
blame them.
definitely. And one other thing, I was doing a little bit of stalking before the game, and I did notice that these two teams played each other last night on these three maps. They
Was
essentially
it?
played a
And
best of three.
I think Head Cavers, who we haven't actually gone over the teams, so we should probably do that
No,
as well,
yeah,
have won every map, didn't they? Like they won 5-0 on this map
they
actually, I think it was it? Or Process?
no. So the results, then they tied 3-3 on Gully. Then they won 3-2 on Process. Headcavers won that, and then they won 5-0 on Snakewater. Headcavers did. So they ended up. I mean, if it was a best of three, they would have won. So
Yeah, I mean it's surprising that Snake was picked by Happy Feet then, but I guess that they just like Snake, it's Raycoat's favorite map, so not that
yeah,
surprising.
yeah, and I mean, we may as well go down the rosters now. I'll start us off by going down the Happy Feet roster. They will have Aisho and Down on Scouts. They'll have Fane on the Roaming Soldier, Yule on the Pocket, Redcoat Zygote on the Demo Man, and to finish it off, Dogroll on Medic.
Yeah, and then Head Cavers have the Sam Pocket Scout, Dork Flank Scout, Roma Wright, who was away last week, and the other gamer who filled in for him is now in for Hertz. That is Paulson on the Pocket Soldier, Demo Man, Enrith, and Medic Doge. So two superstar lineups there with one obvious exception, who I'm not going to say, but yeah, definitely two very strong teams.
Yeah, definitely. And I will mention, on the topic of the games that they played last night, it was essentially these two rosters, except there was no Aisho for Happy Feet. They did have Silverdox playing instead. So
I mean, I think they
Yeah,
probably had at least some of the closest plays they can get in skill, but
yeah,
obviously it does obviously change the team dynamic and all that. And of course, Paulson coming in on pocket is going to change that as well. I mean,
yeah.
not last night, the week before, Sam was basically dying of the flu. And then, of course, they've changed up their soldiers, and now Paulson's on pocket, which he's more experienced on. He won a season with Jasmine and, played on the horrendous Barrel of Apes team. So I'm not going to even count that as experience. But
It's a lot of really great experience. That
I
was a
mean, he's,
ripper
he's
season.
yeah, he's not, shut up. He's not as strong as like Hertz DM wise or just general soldier wise, but obviously he's definitely kind of. I think he's probably by far the most comfortable like caller in Prem.
Oh
Like I
yeah,
think a lot of the other players are kind of somewhat reluctant callers. They do it because no one else doesn't wants to. Not to say they aren't good, but Paulson's kind of like the big one that
yeah,
has always kind of been the caller. So he obviously brings a lot to the table.
yeah, definitely. And on a team that, I mean, I look at that roster and I don't really see a main caller at all. Like
Well, I
with
think
their
it,
old
it was
roster.
like Hertz for one. I think was kind of the main caller,
Hmm,
which is I think was one of the reasons why they wanted to use the Paulson Merc, just
yeah,
because lose your caller, get a caller in,
and I
and
mean,
then I think
arguably a stronger caller.
Sam calls I think Ubers and stuff. So
Hmm,
like him, he basically couldn't talk last week, so
yeah.
that hurt them in the Ubering aspects.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, from what it sounds like, we may get a slightly revitalized head cavers, which might give them a bit of an edge here, especially if we're going off of what we saw last night with the slightly altered Happy Feet roster. I'll be interested to see if they kind of thought of something since then, or maybe
I
they're
mean,
just
I
really
don't.
confident in our
Yeah,
show.
I don't think Happy Feet will kind of change everything. Like Silvo had the call. He was telling us when I shouts their main caller. So you're
Um,
obviously never going to do as well, even if like that scout pounds, if you don't have the main caller, because
no.
everyone's not going to be on the same page, all that kind of thing. If you have a different style of caller, and I mean, Happy Feet pretty much always turns up for officials. Like obviously, if you won the last 4 seasons with a pretty close to similar roster, or at least similar playstyle plays, you have to be doing something correct over the other
Yeah,
team. So, I wouldn't really take much off yesterday. Can be anyone's game.
yeah, definitely can be. So it looks like we have one ready up on the side of Happy Feet. Do we maybe want to jump into some predictions, maybe?
I mean, on this map, I'm kind of surprised Happy Pete picked this as well because I think of it kind of as the Enrith map. Obviously, Redcoat's going to be a beast as a demo map in general, but I thought this was, especially last season, not a Happy Feet map at all, and it was definitely an Enrith map. So I could see Headcave is taking this like 4-3.
Okay. So we're expecting some high round gameplay.
I mean, Gully Wash is always like, well, mids either stomp and you get a fairly high scoring game, or it's like you get stuck at last forever and it's a 1-0 or 1-1.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna go with the positive, good TF2 prediction where it's
Yeah.
high scoring. We actually get pushes and we don't get 10 minutes of throwing yourself against a brick wall.
I kind of hope we don't have to see that. Although with the other maps we have, we might get forced into it as we do have already up. I personally think we might see a lower scoring game. I'm thinking maybe 3-1 in favor of Head Cavers, honestly. As we do have this first mid underway, Season 28 Premier Upper Page Playoffs. We have both demo men rolling up at the chokes at the same time, and a bit of spam getting put onto Doge at the beginning. Riot is going to be the first to fall, with Paulson falling very shortly after him trying to land on top of a Redcoat. And that's pretty much going to be mid. Both soldiers going down for head cavers are just going to back out and fight second.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of the preferred mid is if your Soli's kind of aggro bomb and they do nothing, then you back out because obviously then you don't lose too much. They are kind of trying to bully choke here, but I imagine they'll just wait for Uber. I think that the key to that mid was Enrith kind of just got bullied into his choke. Like he didn't get hard committed on, but he pretty much couldn't help his soldiers. And if he'd gotten like even like 100 more damage on anything, it could have gone the other way. Yeah, it was good work from Fane, and Down got really far in as well to bully him away.
Yeah, and speaking of down, he will fall in the baby door to some stickies from Enrith, and that's going to call off the Happy Feet pressure they were doing towards that big door area. As Paulson, he will fall down lowers and die to Yule, but Yule will die to more stickies from Enrith. He's applying a lot of pressure here, meeting that combo of Happy Feet as they're trying to make plays around the kind of second to mid area.
Yeah, it's always so hard to do anything when you're kind of the team defending choke though at second, because it's such just an awful place to go. They're just running in here though, Happy Feet.
Yeah, and actually that pick onto Sam, it's going to do wonders for them. Allow Fane, although I say he was going to try and make the jump, he did kill himself. It looks like Aisho does want to look at taking a trade here though. Meds will pop Uber at about the same time, but Aisho is taking this very aggressive, looking to get picks in the lobby. Paulson will fall, but oh boy, Dogwall's in a bit of a sticky.
Surely die for this as well though.
No
He's
way.
running by himself. He somehow,
okay.
they finally get him, but Yule's in a really good spot up top. He might be able to finish off Dorf, but good dodging from him. And they did cap this, so that they'll take that win. Because yeah, Sam kind of got caught out. He was by himself at choke, and he just got jumped. Yule's onto the medic here as well. He's really far in, or right crushes him and probably saves Doja's life.
Yeah, he was definitely not healthy enough to take one rocket at that range. I don't think Yule is, it's not realistic to say Yule misses a rocket like that. As we do have head cavers, they're going to take advantage of the 5v6 here and try and push this out. Fane bombs in, we'll get the pick onto Sam. He will die to it from Doge actually, as Doggerel's getting bombed by Riot. He will fall, and so will the rest of his team out of the shutter and into last.
Yeah, I don't think they realized they had so much ad there. Like, it was almost 45%. Yule's gonna fake bomb here, and down's under point. But yeah, I don't really think they realized they had so much ad. And once again, Sam kinda just got caught out by a bomb.
Okay, down, he went for the point play, and we'll just lose for it without getting any time at all. But we do finally the Ubers even up. 18-second advantage lost by head cavers there. And if they get stuck here, they're not going to be happy with that. With Paulson going down and Sam almost losing his life in lobby, he'll get out. And it looks like Happy Feet, they may be positioning for a push through river.
They'll definitely do something. Oh, maybe not now that Yule gets crushed under by Riot. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty, actually just bad building from Happy Feet though. Like, it was pretty, I guess Doge had to run out top by himself, and they probably didn't realize he wasn't healing for ages when they were fighting in lobby, is probably why they didn't wait, and they just went on the player ad. But yeah, this is the point where you kind of get worried. Riot is on Spy, is he actually doing something? He's just checking. Down on Sniper as well, yeah.
And the only other off-class being Engineer, but Riot, he was poking a little bit in the lower lobby area. He will fall back and not catch wind of the down Sniper, but he knows someone was down there.
They've seen down.
Oh, yeah, they have now.
Solly was shooting him, Paulson was shooting him from lobby, I think it was, so... Probably, the problem with this map is that once they know there's not really any that great ankles unless they really mess up, and half the time you just end up to kind of YOLO. Like this one on this little roller door is the best. They will trade off players though there as well.
Yeah, Sack's coming in. Riot will fall low and actually will die to the stickies from
down is going to definitely aggro peak here as well.
Oh yeah.
Enrith has actually crushed him though, that was really well done by them.
Yeah, and Happy Feet, they're going to have to back up here. Aisho on the spawn, down will spawn in another 8 seconds. They've given up a lobby for now, so Head Cave, it's their time to try and do something, but it looks like it might just be a Paulson sack through Baby Door?
Yeah, they weren't going to do anything aggro. They don't know, yeah. But Fane actually just looks away, but Paulson kinda, Paulson does a bit of an Elmo bomb and it does not work out for him.
Does not. Straight up, straight down into the ever-loving arms of Fane. Riot tried to make something happen onto Redcoat. He'll get low, but
yeah, that's a really insanely aggro gun there. Can be spammed from pretty much every door. Yule does die for it, but Down's on the point. They sneak it in, but...
And Down's still alive.
I think they should be able to chase after him. He's like 20 health if they can spam him from river. But yeah,
the arrow will come in.
They'll surely go for another point play here though. Yeah, Paulson has to sit on it. He's got it crushed. Pretty good rockets from him, bully down away, but they're just going to keep poking this like over and over, I would imagine, until the time ticks up.
Oh, and Aisha's coming in now. Yeah. Ubers will be traded, and the Uber from Headcave is they're just playing completely on the point with it, flashing a lot of people. Doggerel will get out through main, Redcoat will fall. 2 players down on the side of Happy Feet, and Doggerel and co are leaving. Fane might stay in to try and get something done, but no, he will meet his team at choke, get healthy, and probably just look to live and fight mid here.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Redcoat died there, but I think there was a bit of miscommunication with the Uber. Down was kind of running back onto like try and sneaky the point as Aisha was running at it. So Aisha rushed Paulson. Paulson just got a buff, peeked under and 2-shot down because he was invincible. So yeah, a bit of miscommunication there led to the whiffed push.
Yeah, so Uber's practically even. We are just going to be waiting for those to come up, and then I imagine shortly after that we'll see those sack attempts coming through with Down and Fane actually looking at pressuring the big door a little bit themselves before this Uber comes up for their own team.
Down's definitely dead though.
Yeah, and actually right as this combo came, so they'll...
Sorry, pretty weird choice there from Down to just like waddle in instead of going behind. Like he had the perfect opportunity to go behind. Dork and Right doing work on the flank though. Dork's actually like snuck himself into a dangerous spot. Surely they're going to try and do something with Dork and Right in here. Right's big bombed. Huge damage. They are going to force, but they use as well. If Dork can manage to kill Yule, no, they both sneak out.
Yeah, and actually this Uber, Yule will fall at the post, but you've got 2 scouts. Down's coming up behind, though he has been seen. So I don't know how well this is going to go for Happy Feet if they continue to fight this. Enrith does have a lot of presence on the point, but the Fane bomb will draw their attention, so
Dork should die here as well. Yeah, this is really awkward. Sam does manage to crush Fane. Oh, nice shot by Enrith, but they're still going to get back
Down?
Yeah, Down was behind the whole time. I think they were hoping to beat them. It's not a complete disaster because they did get those 2 kills, and Down I would hope would die here without anything else. So as long as they don't get back capped, which is impossible. Sam just killed like their whole team spawning again or something. So I'm not really sure what happened a bit there. Did you see?
Yeah, pretty much just players got the forward spawn, ran out, and you know, Sam just kind of aimed on them.
Yeah, some miscommunication here, kind of getting them pushed back. Like they had the right idea, but once again, it must have been they didn't really know that Sam was that forward and just got crushed because of it.
Yeah,
kind of the first time that Headcave is on the offensive, and they're just Uber and main here. They're getting crushed by the Pyro though. That's a complete whiff. Down, not a Pyro main, but yeah, completely bullies them out.
It's not too difficult to spam right click in a small doorway, it turns out. He'll lock them in, and that's going to swing the Uber advantage 55% in favor of Happy Feet. Is that they're going to look to take control of the game. Riot, he's sitting in a little cheeky spot on top of the big shutter window up on top. As Doggerel will come out, and he'll get no damage on the Doggerel, but he will barely die. Very
I don't think anyone actually saw him. It was just you. You saw it once. If he had waited like half a second, he probably would have got something. They should get Uber here for mid though. They're 5% top, and they're really wanting to fight.
Yeah,
Paulson gonna get a kill here though.
Doesn't look like it. They will trade a lot of health. Actually, the side of Headcave is they're so low. Fane does come up behind, but he's got to wait. Enrith will show himself a little bit, but Fane just can't fight it. He needs the pack so bad. Ubers will be traded on the point with Paulson going down. And this Uber, these players for Headcave, it's not even the Uber, it's all over the place. Sam getting headshot rocket and will die onto the point. Riot will as well. He will get a rocket onto Yule, and Aisha will clean that up as Fane did go for something in the back and did fall for it. So 2 players down a piece, down pressuring Choke, knows that Enwith is there, but the rest of Happy Feet are not going to pressure Big Door. They're just going to regroup Choke, get healed, and look to take this fight probably at even Ubers again.
Yeah, they could no chance of getting in there because one of the Solis spawned. But yeah, Dork and Paulson, I think Dork over committed like on the floor and Down killed him, and then Paulson unfortunately like fell to the floor to do a bomb, and that's when Down was coming back from healing, and so Down just got 2 kills. They kind of hesitated on their Uber a lot. Like they only Ubered after both their players died, which obviously isn't ideal, and that's why they got bullied back. Looks like Down's going to try and go behind, which hasn't really been successful so far. I think he's died 3 times.
Ooh, Fane going through, quick bomb, will make a lot of space, and Down, he's done just that. We'll go behind and through the main shutter door.
Yeah,
so
just literally just
not
not even sneaky, just going to push down the forward, run straight in.
Fane has done it as well, but I think he's been seen as well. Sam was standing there watching, so right, he's got 2 players behind him. Dork is nearby, so if that fight happens, he can go and back him up. I'm curious to see what Happy Feet try to make of this. The Down and Fane, they're just kind of sitting idly now. Spamming rockets is Fane onto Riot, but it's not a fight or win with Riot having the pack.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty ballsy from Riot. Like, he's actually just going to sneak away just in time. I think Down and Fane need to play more together there. Like, Down needs to be baiting Fane a bit there and not be hiding, you know. Because I feel like Dork, they kill Yule at choke. I feel like Dork should have just come back with Riot and they should have slapped Down behind there. But it's still kind of working out for them. Not really now. Because yeah, you always have to worry about the potential back cap. Well done from Dork though, cleans it up. And they do trade as well at choke, I'm sure.
Yeah, Doge getting very low there. That Scattergun shot put him down to like single-digit health from 60. So if that shot had have just done a little bit more damage, it would not have been worth milking. But even Ubers, and it doesn't look like the point control is going to change at all amid still being held by Happy Feet and Head Cavers.
Yeah, all the meds have balls of steel now. They pop at 1 health or they don't pop at all. That's pretty much the strat. Because if your Uber's even like a second worse, you tend to lose. Is kind of the philosophy. Or like a lot of the time, since with the scout speed, people have realized you can do this. You like pretend you're going to Uber, force the med, and you just run off, back away because you're a speed demon.
But we do have a down sniper on the side of Happy Feet. He's actually watching choke, and that's going to let Happy Feet put a lot of their players at Big Dog, a lot of pressure onto it. Fane has seen Paulson commit down drop, and he'll knock him out. He's done.
Once again, this will get down a lot of space.
Yeah.
Riot's just hiding in lobby because he knows he'll get shot. I mean, this hasn't been too successful. They've been really good at bullying this, even with Paulson just dying.
Yeah, he's trying to get something, but I don't think they realize how deep of an angle he's holding. Dork just went across, but Down has fallen back.
Yeah, it was kind of a misplay there. Fane was trying to send Dork to the Shadow Realm with a fat midi while Yule bombed. If he had just like committed and shot the med, they would have got a force, but he missed the midi instead. And yeah, Yule a bit of a sad bomb in the end. Not too bad, but yeah, not what you need.
No, definitely not not what you need 14 minutes into the first map at 0-all.
Yeah, so... I have a weird feeling my prediction may not come true anymore. I'm still holding out for it.
You never know. Hey, 2 minutes around from here on out, it's still possible.
It's gully wash. If you win mids, you can do it, and they die, you just insta win. Same angle here. Right does get finally picked.
And Fane, he'll jump in, he will die. Got a bit of damage onto Dork and Sam though, so not too bad.
Yeah,
but,
the problem
is
if you don't commit, it's like impossible to follow up damage there. Paulson gets body shot at choke, and they've just waddled in here. This is really, really awkward for Head Cavers. Thankfully, they do get the trade, but I would imagine, Down's going to be left behind to die here. Enrith is crushing Yule up top as well. So Dork will die, but Head Cavers have turned this into an actual chance of winning this situation.
Yeah, player ad Riot coming in, landing on Doggerel. Doggerel will fall. Riot will trade his life for it, but the rest of Happy Feet, they are committing here to try and get the kill onto Doge. Very nice surf will get him through the shutter door. And Fane, a little bit of a fancy maneuvering in the air himself to land on the ledge, but ultimately he will die without anything. And that's going to be large ad.
Yeah, it was really awkward. They must have forgot what Down was sniping because he got pretty much abandoned by the U-bar. And then Enrith kind of just beasted Yule up top in pretty much a DM duel.
Yeah, and Enrith he's on an 8 kill streak right now. He is not dying in these fights at all. I think that's kind of what's keeping Head Cavers in it so far. Like, I mean
that's definitely when they do best, is when Enrith doesn't get bullied. Like, if Enrith's bullied, you're gonna lose. They just crush choke here. Yule does die for it at least, but yeah, it's kind of awkward. Did they not realize that ad there? Even though they murdered the medic a while ago.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. And I mean, Doggerel, he's not out. It's not like it's not worth using. You can bomb a soldier around and land on top of it. You heard where the scout was building, and I don't know. It's they've let another Uber advantage just kind of dwindle.
Yeah, I mean that. Most fights they're taking fairly well, but yeah, the Uber situation, they are definitely need to put their ampersand timers back on and start thinking and remembering that one.
Yeah,
Dork
I mean,
is trying to sneak in behind. Right does die to a trap here, so this is be really awkward. They should go chase him. I mean, that's
Oh,
the
they know
smart
he's
thing
there.
to do. They are, yeah. They didn't know.
Oh.
He goes hard. He's actually, no, he whiffs a bit on Fane, but he did what he needed to, crushes Ice Shower. You're
Oh,
gonna
and-
die choke here, so yeah, it kind of turned into a bit of a disaster for...
And they're committing? Happy feet.
I feel like they probably thought they were gonna get flanked anyway, so they had to. Rotate will surely just die at choke by himself here. Like, I don't really see what the outcome will be otherwise.
Although Aisha has come in and saved Dog Roll, and I mean, for everything that's happened, this fight is actually looking more in favor of Happy Feet. They're gonna kill Doge in the choke, and Dog's gonna be the only one alive. I am not too sure how you lose that fighter's head caves and don't kill Dog Roll. He was just in the open alone. Yul will find Dork, and actually, they'll get the kill pretty early. Paulson.
Close.
So close.
Double sniper though as well. Right should just get bullied here at choke. Oh, that'd be so funny if Eyeshot chases and gets body shot by Sam.
Oh.
Oh, beef? Jesus, how Eyeshot
Sam.
doesn't win that. Not what you want your pocket scout doing is feeding into snipers.
No, definitely not. And,
But yeah,
they've actually... Wait, they've got an energy?
It kind of looked like their solis just kind of got stuck behind and died, wasn't it? Pretty much during that Uber exchange.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
it
got
was
stuck behind and then just...
3v4. Yeah, so they probably are thinking from Happy Feet. They knew they had spawners, so if they just did a good trade and got the better Uber, which it wasn't really better, but it was at least even. And then the other players just got died.
Yeah,
Kind of awful jumps though from yeah. And down will die to a soldier. That's really good for. They do force out a really early Uber. Reko's just gonna get left behind. They do have two solis behind here. Dork does know this though and is on the case.
Fane is certainly making a large distraction for himself on the second point. And Yul's done a good amount of damage on the Dork. Put him off his scent right now. As it looks like, is he looking to fight Paulson on last? It is. So he's gonna have a nice little duel on last while mid's being capped. It looks like Paulson will win that. Barely though.
I mean, it doesn't even. I don't think it even mattered that much if he lost. I mean, the other team did have ad. I don't know if they know though. But yeah, because they were always getting mid off that. Looks like they're just gonna blind through big door. No, that's just Eyeshell by himself. Yeah, I don't think they know how much ad they have. No, they do. They're on the ball. I think they weren't building very good at the end there. They would have had bigger. And yeah, they're not about Uber out here. So still at 0-0, 11 minutes to go. What's the play, Michael, from Head Cavers?
Oh, from Head Cavers? I mean, it isn't. I think if they try to take advantage of the fact that I haven't seen Red Coat rotate too much from choke, although I say that, yeah, this is what I wanted them to do, is try and apply very quick pressure onto Big Door, but try and push it through. Like, don't send players behind, just try and take that fight, and then abuse the fact that you've got a single player choke. Maybe try and push through choke, kill Yul as he's sitting above, but Ubers will just straight on point and Yul will win the choke trade anyway.
Sorry to interrupt, but that's what you kind of need to do. If you're going to do the double behind, they have to actually play together and bait someone and kill them, like they just did with Eyeshell. It's completely pointless if you double people. Yeah, see, this is perfect. They're actually just literally got them cut off, so as long as they don't whiff, they're going to kind of team down literally all of them, because they're all just stuck top right here. Like, Enra's just waddling at them. They do lose both scouts somehow, so that they've kind of just completely... I actually cannot believe that they lost that fight so badly. I should spawn, but it's like if they were just a bit more aggressive and didn't whiff, they would have won that easily. Because that's exactly what you want the people behind to do, is, you know, team up, kill the player, and then, you know, waddle in behind after the Uber trades up and get kills. But yeah, somehow they lose a 4v6. Don't understand, but it happened.
Yeah.
And that was like after Door killed both soldiers as well, like him and Sam die. I just don't understand.
Yeah, in a 5v3 with everyone locked in, it's not a fight you should be losing, especially at this level, but they managed to retake second anyway, just purely off of the Uber ad. Happy Feet were not able to stay in because they'd get crushed. And we're going to see more down Pyro. And this is already half of the Uber gone.
Paulson's owning though, he's actually got it
Yeah.
for free and basically killed the demo. This should be the first round. Like, this is pretty much impossible to do. Yeah, that they focus so much on bullying out the combo that Paulson, I didn't see where he jumped in, but he literally just got a million free rockets on the combo and won that fight. Because yeah, they, second last push, second time they got bullied by Pyro. We finally have a round, 4-3 incoming, Michael.
Yeah, definitely. 8 minutes left on the clock if they really turn it up like Fane is doing now. Early kill onto right, and that's actually just going to be the complete bail from Headcavers. A lot of damage onto Doge and Paulson. So they can't put themselves in a poor position there, but Yule's aggressive and choke right on top of Enrith Stickies. I don't know if they just didn't hit Yule, or if he just wanted Paulson to die. You never really know.
Dork has iShell in his blunt this game. I think he just two-shot him in lobby once again. Fane has gone behind, and I'm not sure if they know, but iShell was like chasing Dork, assuming he was low in lobby, and he crushed him.
Yeah, and
Anything
oh no,
like
that's...
Dork activated?
Yeah, he's on one. Getting two there with Sam cleaning up the third. Fane behind he'll get found, but he's still reasonably healthy. Both soldiers will finally... Wait, not yet. They'll clean him up now.
Yeah. Dork having his incredible play of the game as he does, that he's known for. And yeah, somehow gets a triple kill, just kills the crowd and then waddles in and kills half the rest of the team. And now they have full art at last. Hopefully they think about doing something better for the Pyro. Because now they have a gun, which I'm not sure why they didn't last time, unless he got spammed hard. And Paulson just waddled in himself.
Yeah. Although here comes the Uber from balcony. Gun will die early. You've got Aisho coming out of the spawn on Scout. And they haven't gotten anything with this Uber yet. Redcoat will die at the very end, but they haven't taken nearly as much point control. 2 kills, fourth as well in the favor of Happy Feet. And as long as they can keep their medic alive, there should be a easy push out. They're going to hunt Dork for that final kill. Dogroll alone, they're going to look at, not Dogroll, Doge alone, the other D medic.
Same player, man, same player.
Practically. Yeah, they should look at taking second hit, Yule putting some control onto Choke, so they're not going to be able to fight this.
Kind of awkward, they spent the whole Uber on Yule and didn't kill him. And then he came back and killed both scouts after the Uber had ended, so yeah, not what you want to happen. And now they're full Uber for mid, and there's no way they force here, I don't think. Dork's just going for it, he crushes down once again. Dork does not want his team to lose this map.
No, and Dogroll.
Surely he forces his Dork. Oh, they don't. Oh,
they don't know.
Dork didn't know. I didn't think that the med was low. They mustn't have called that very well. I mean, they're actually going to get Uber here, so they might fight mid. They'll get Uber for second, so it's still a good play. Oh, and Redcoat just gets trapped, so they're definitely going to fight this now. Yeah, they just leave. They say they can't do it without their demo.
Yeah, and this is, they might just look at pushing this through. Still no demo, don't have to worry about anything at Choke. Sam is going to get dropped like a hot rock through Choke. Enrith will take the second half of this Uber with Paulson jumping through. He will not get the force onto Dogroll, and Dogroll will in fact just drop. Yeah, right, cleans that up. But despite his team wiping, it's not going to do much for him. They'll still lose mid, despite the heroics of the double soldier play.
I mean, it was literally like a 6-man. Yeah. Basically, in the end, though, like, it was pretty much no reason to drop there, because even if you use, you're still gonna win the fight. It's like even if you Ubered there, their whole team sacked for you. But they still have. So I mean, this will probably just be like a 5-minute hold the fort from Headcavers, I would imagine, unless they team down. I doubt they'll push.
Yeah.
They have tiny disad here too. Paulson should sneak out. Yeah, he does. So yeah, this will be. Hold the fort against the evil Happy Feet.
Down's gone unders, did a bit of damage to Red Coat. No Enrith. God, I'm getting my teams mixed up here so bad. But Down, regardless, he's under the point. And no one's standing on the point. The gun is watching most of it. If he goes up on the left-hand side...
Dork will make it in time. I don't know, did Dork use the winger? Because you can jump over the fence really quick if you do. And you can dodge the stickies. But yeah, the right's kind of watching it. Oh, not really now. I think they needed to auto nade it a lot better than they did last time. Like after Down got a lot of time on the point, they basically whiffed it really hard when they could have had an easy sneaky round. Redcoat does just get Enrith though somehow and lobby, and Down has run out as well, so they don't have him behind.
Redcoat went aggressive to spam the gun, whiffed 4 pipes,
Or
and
Fang
then
gets dropped
died.
in the Uber too, so it's a 2v2 up top still, 4v6 overall. Down's just going for it though. They have a gun still, but he might just be able to kill Paulson in lobby. Doge dies to you somewhere?
What's he doing? They still have a gun down. He's just gonna get. Wait, if he can dodge the gun.
He can destroy it, but yeah, they'll come back in time. Oh, right, dies though. That's kind of disaster. I'm not sure how Doge
Paulson's
died
above choke, and he whiffs everything.
Yeah, I don't think he had much chance of killing him, just because it's such an easy surf from that position.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, they obviously wanted to get out of last, but I'm not sure if that was the safe play. Especially when your pocket scout's on NG. Like, as if you don't just leave right at last and Sam goes scout. It's kind of awkward. It's like you kind of want to commit, but then you're scared to, so you don't commit properly. And
the gun spot though.
I mean, this is a bit of a meme. Like, if they notice it, it dies instantly.
But this Uber's just going to come in quickly. I think it'll catch them off guard. They'll find it early. They'll have to turn their entire attention to it. But the Pyro's keeping them out. Aisho pretty much completely caps the point there with the complete crumble. That's a round.
Really awkward there. Aisha was on 10 health and Enrith was spamming. I mean, the gun is kind of like a... It's too close that even if it surprises them, you know, they're invulnerable, they'll just die. And then half the team kind of had to on point, otherwise he gets it sneak capped and they blew up to Redcoat. So yeah, pretty weird choice, and looks like we might be heading into Golden Cap unless there's a stomp here.
Yeah, Doge going very slow. He does nearly die even though he delayed so much, with both soldiers falling for Happy Feet. Sam dying to the pipes of Redcoat, and Redcoat staying alive purely because of the arrows from Dogroll here, getting a third for himself. Down will duel Enrith and kill him, but both medics will stay alive. So this is going to be a last hold attempt from Headcase. There's no point in contesting second with 2 alive.
Yeah, so much damage by Newell there that the Down could clean up just because everyone was so stuck in the choke and just destroyed. So even though they both died, they couldn't go anywhere. Right tried to make space, he just didn't connect on enough rockets to win it for him. Yeah, Gun gets pistoled down. That's unfortunate. Down under point again. Oh, and Enrith has him. He knew. I mean, there's no way they push out this time, though. They should have learned from their mistake, and there's literally no reward this time.
Yeah, I'm shocked they don't have another off-class on us. Like, or maybe we're seeing it? No, we're not. Honestly, it would almost make sense just like maybe change a soldier off, maybe put Paulson onto the heavy just to sit there. He's not doing a lot in terms of the spam, so I wouldn't mind it. Keep Riot jumping around, poking the doors. Down will go under again. No threat of the sticky trap this time, but we do have Dork on the heavy now. So they do have a heavy instead of the engineer. Paulson will die, and so will Sam. Oh
dies
no.
As well. I'm not sure why you're playing Pyro at even Ubers than they're forced. Like, why are you playing Pyro?
Oh,
they do kill a lot, but they will have time for everyone to spawn and have like a 20-second push. Probably, they'll have to wait for Ice Shell actually, I would guess. Yeah, against Sam, but I'm not a huge fan of the Sam Pyro a lot of the time. Doesn't seem to work out too well for them.
Oh, they're just going, they're in. Fast jump in from Redcoat. They're just going to put players on the point. Paulson and Riot are both alive though. They'll get a lot of damage in. Redcoat dying to Dork, Down falling as well. It's a, pretty solid point defense coming out here from Headcave. Everyone's on it with 4 staying alive, 8 seconds left. This will be going to Golden Cap.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. Redcoat committed at the spawn and didn't kill anyone. So they were there to be killed, he just didn't hit. So once they just rotate, and you've already committed all your ammo for that Uber, especially without your kind of pocket scout, it's really hard.
Yeah, because Aisho, he just... Oh, was it Aisho or was it Down? Whichever scout was with him, I'm fairly sure it was Down. He just ran straight to point.
Yeah, well, I mean, I assume that's the play. It's just, since it's a 4v6, you know, with the 2 spawners, you can defend the point even if your combo doesn't spawn.
Yeah.
And if Redcoat had probably killed Enrith there, they probably would have won. But yeah, they were able to like kind of all walk out still and destroy.
And the fact that Riot was also behind the point, and I think Paulson was either in River or on balcony, so they had both of their soldiers out of spawn already anyway. So the point cap just got shut down really quickly, and then they just crumbled because they all got brought away from the spawn. Players came out healthy, and here we are, 1-1 apiece. Very slow game coming out.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say Happy Feet were like closer at the end to winning, but I'd say Head Cavers would be more disappointed. You know, you're 1-0 up with 5 minutes to go, and they shit the bed a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, look, they have another chance. It's better than losing that final round and then just having to go to the next map. They have a chance to redeem themselves, and from the way they were playing most of that game, I mean, it was honestly relatively even, but the fights that Head Cavers were taking, for the most part, I felt like they were a bit better. They had the 1 or 2 blunders here and there, but...
Well, I feel like they, apart from Dork just randomly two-shotting people, I think they could have DM'd a lot better.
Yeah.
There were a lot of like DM fights where kind of they just got crushed a bit. Like that 4v6, it was pretty much iShao and Down just, you know, shut on them somehow. And it's like, how do you lose a 4v6? And then that other one, it was like, you know, the 3v5 or something, and Redcoat soloed at choke against them, and they lost that one too. And it's like, you really shouldn't be losing those unless you whiff your DM. Yeah,
so I'm taking a bit of time between. I don't think we've had neither team's voted up yet, so maybe just having a bit of a chat about what to do for the golden cap. Maybe taking some time for the Head Cavers players to warm up their DM a bit, because as you said, they were a bit cold in some of those fights, losing player ad situations that they really shouldn't be.
Well, I mean, their mids were kind of trash as well. Like Happy Feet, pretty much it was just, apart from that, like the first 2 mids pretty much went the same way. Like Riot jumped in and blew up, and then they ran away. I think the first mid, Paulson, died as well instantly, but the second mid, it was like Riot against the world, and then he didn't beat the world, surprisingly. He didn't 1v6 them, and then they just ran away. And the last mid was closer, just because Happy Feet kind of knew they had to YOLO commit to have a chance of winning the round, but they still lost. So they kind of need to rethink the mid, because if you lose mid on this map, it's, you know, on any map, of course, as well, it's very hard to win the game if you never win mid.
Yeah, and definitely, especially because, I mean, they are, Doge especially, very quick to back out. Against any team, really, especially against Happy Feet. Like, the moment he's losing 1 or 2 players, he's backing out. Doesn't matter what his team's doing. So it almost kind of, especially in a map like Gully, where as a med, you can't really stay on second. It's not like a process or something like that, where you can kind of sit door 1 and 2 and wait for your players to roll out. You need to get into lobby, into last to be safe, because of how fast you can go from mid to last thanks to Big Door.
Well, yeah, so, they keep like literally no one on their team commits though, apart from their soldiers. So, I mean, it kind of seems like it's like, well, if Riot doesn't team down, we're not going to bother, kind of thing. It's like, if we don't destroy them instantly, what's the point of fighting mid? Which, I mean, in some ways it's kind of smart, but in some ways it's kind of like a defeatist attitude. It's like, well, we're happy enough losing mid every time, unless Riot crushes people. They feel that passive. They're always been kind of a passive mid team. I know Locke was their mid last season, and even on stuff like Snake, he would pretty much just sit and saw. And the moment it was, you know, not 100% for their team, they just run back to last straight away. So even if you know, don't win the mid, you don't lose the round, pretty much. But yeah, obviously, if your med's not in healing, then harder to win without heals. That's the big downside. But I mean, it worked pretty well in the end for them, like you said. It was just if they DM'd a bit better, they could have had it still. Yeah, and I mean, you say, you know, it was a close game. They've pushed it to the golden cap, but it almost feels like part of why that happened may have been because of how slow of a game they played, with only 3 mids happening. And I didn't check the logs, but I think they ended up losing all of them. So yeah, they did. That's what I was going off. Sam seemed to get dropped or got crushed in Ubers a lot, so they'll want to fix that as well. I think iShao and Redcoat in general had better trades. Like, they won Uber fights when they were down players, but yeah, we'll see what happens this mid. Yeah, do a feign going in for a very aggressive bomb. Riot will fall to Yule at the beginning, and Yule, he'll know where Paulson is. They will crush Enrith with a double bomb from the soldiers. And this will be a fairly quick second take. Players through Big Door and Choke. No one is going to get bombed and forced here.
As
Yeah.
Headcape is there on last. Off class is coming up.
Just walked in, he walks out. But yeah, it was pretty much the same thing. Like, Riot didn't super aggro bomb, but it's like, literally their entire other rest of their team is just in choke. And it's like, well, I mean, if your whole team, including scouts, is in a tiny doorway, it's kind of hard to win. And then this time they actually got punished for it though. Enris died. They do lose both solis here. They are trying not to Uber.
Oh no.
He doesn't have it. Oh, he was
He's
3% off.
Yeah.
How are they so far behind? Sam just ruins them for it. I mean, Redcoat's memeing here and trying to go to the last. There's no way he'll actually cap it in time, even if he somehow lives and he doesn't. So yeah, that bit over aggressive there. I don't think the Soli play was a mistake, but not having Uber there is really, really bad. Especially when Sam 2-shots half your team and then kills your medic.
Yeah, and then even after that, like, I mean, they're still at a 30% disadvantage. If Headcavers build the way that they have been, then it may be a pretty good Uber advantage push, even going into last, because they don't have a lot of resistance set up for second here, apart from the sniper and a double soldier play set up for choke.
I mean, they're building awfully. Like, I mean, Happy Feet is it went from 40 to 50 here now.
Yeah.
It's always hard with the sniper, but they're just going to go early with the Solis.
Oh, they haven't seen Thane. They don't know he's there. He's behind the rock. He's seen Doge. He's got a bomb. No scouts have seen him yet. One rock and he will get the force. Really nice play from Thane.
I don't think he needed to use there, but play it safe. With the pyro, they're not going to get in here or with the gun, so he does probably save the round, and now they can push out. But this is still prime time for mistakes, is pushing out a last. Riot's going to use the same spot again. I mean, it's probably a good idea. They didn't really notice him.
Yeah, they may have thought it was just a bomb, or maybe he was hiding close, so...
Yeah, that's kind of a rookie mistake, though, just letting a Soli hide in the most obvious spot on their map.
Yeah,
they're kind of like good in a way.
Oh, they didn't see him again.
Yours jumping.
And there's the force. They get it. They'll lose nobody. Oh wait, no, they'll get a pick on the door. Redcoat chasing.
Yeah.
No, I think Redcoat just chased him all the way through big door. Actually, no traps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So 2 players down. They're gonna look at turning this into a mid.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's annihilated though.
Paulson kind of jumped into 2 scouts. I think he was just trying to waste time, which is probably a good call, but Yule's getting a really easy force, and he's barely even punished for it. Like, he will die eventually behind. Yeah, but wasn't really punished all that much. They should be able to take this in, though. Happy Feet never cap mid, obviously, and they're not close to Uber.
Yeah. And with Riot, he got shot down by Aisho.
That's just unfortunate. They really want to fight this, though, and they probably can. No, they give up. Surely they'll push out, though.
You'd think so. With this ad, they haven't given up lobby just yet. The trap's on the shutter, and are they gonna... Do they want to take this baby door? Yeah, it looks like they are. They're gonna push baby door, check everything, and they'll come back on the second now.
Oh, huge bomb.
Yeah, right on top of Dog Roll there. And Riot, he's going for last. You might see a... No, but his team's not fighting this.
Well, they can't feint. Well, it would have. He's better off staying on the spy now. Anyway, Feint's got.
Oh, he's on. Okay, yeah.
Is he invisible? No. What? As if Feint thought that was a real spy, though.
He kill bound.
Yours really far in, but nah, it doesn't hit. That's really funny, though, eh?
Like.
They're cleaning up people, though. I think Down died on the flank there, and yeah, this would be full retreat. This is the chance, though. Down's dead, so they don't have the evil pyro blocking them out, the overpowered reflective boy, and so this should just be easy. Feint will die here as well. They haven't capped, but Down's about to spawn. Oh, Sam gets dropped on point. No, Redcoat should die here though. Paulson will trade for him, but it's only a 4v4, and they get Uber. I'm surprised they got Uber in time there, but yeah, dropping Sam on the point probably definitely lost them that actually.
Yeah, for sure.
Sam's owning this round. You don't want him to be dead. They have tiny ad again here, but it'll be kind of hard to use. It'll have to be a med kill.
Yeah, it's barely 20%, so... But they are not going to give up second. Off class is still for Happy Feet, knowing that, you know, it'd be a pretty dumb way to lose the round if they try to push out, so... Headcavers will get lobby for free, Riot will go up through river.
I hope they go balcony again. I mean, they have a trap here, but balcony's the best place against the pyro, and it looks like they've realized that. They have to Uber really early. They're not going to get the gun or Yule.
Oh no.
They need to go. Oh, they actually get Uber. Dork's still on the point. This could be really good for Headcave. It's still Heavy gets traded out. Sam will die for it. Dork will try and sneak under. Paulson's just going to die though. I'm not really sure I agree with that repush.
Oh.
They should have healed and then gone. Like, Paulson just retarded into a Heavy and Enrith just walked in. I don't really get the logic behind that. And now they actually have Disad because Doge isn't healed.
Yeah, and if Paulson had a little bit more health, he may have been able to get a kill on Doggerel. He was one rocket away from killing him. Or if he had just, hit a better rocket. That would have helped a lot. Did like a 30 damage rocket in there, so not what you want to be seeing. But yeah, as you said, this advantage coming in from Happy Feet, and they may try to push this into mid. Players already here, Fane gonna look at taking a second
crush though. They're really stuck in here though. Riot will get onto down. Paulson will die here, but even if Riot dies there, they'll probably still be able to, bully them. It was pretty unfortunate. Yule's bomb wasn't that bad, but he got crushed. And yeah, Sam just waddles. They get Uber here. This is ad, but
I'm not sure.
They can't commit here. They have to run. Down is hiding. They don't know, but
the Uber's come out from Doge anyway,
so it doesn't even matter. If Down can kind of sneak in here and get Elmo or the men,
he's on Doge.
Hey, this would be Unfortunately, he got scout sandwiched at the end there. So pretty unfortunate for him. Like, he probably would have got the force, except they'd already Ubered,
Yeah.
If Riot kills Fane here as well, which he does, headshot rocket, this is going to be really tough. Sam is absolutely destroyed by Yule though.
And Redcoat dies on the floor though.
Yule does so much damage. This is possible for iShell though now. It was impossible before Sam died. 3v3. It's just Down in the medic. Down should win this. Yeah, Enris is on full retreat.
But the arrows from Doge keeping him in it, and he can commit really hard.
No, there's no point. They have Disad, you just want to start here. But yeah, amazing from Yule. You got 2 kills there, like kept them in that even though Redcoat died. Yule's above it, they haven't seen him, they have seen him now. This is ad still, and they just realised. Doge should sneak out.
He'll die, I think. No, he didn't.
B. No. They do get kills, but yeah.
Wait, Dork is on last. Bane's here though, he should get that kill.
Yeah. Sneaks up on him. So this is ad here. Yule's stuck in behind on Enrith. He's gonna kill Enrith. Sam's kinda done a crap Uber. He will get kills though, so this is probably worth it. If he kills Yule and his med survives, they might be able to fight mid with spawns. Yeah, they will.
Yeah, Fane, he'll bomb in and get aggressive, but he won't even have the chance to run, or will he? No. Nice rocket from Riot hitting the wall, he'll kill him. Riot's 2 spawns come up, so the 3v6 will not be happening. And Dork's already in lobby, he wants to find players, he will get bullied out.
Yeah, they spawned in time. They're actually giving this up though, which is somewhat surprising. They are down a player, but what is happening? Does no one look?
No one's realized. Riot's just...
What are they doing?
Look at where Riot is. Riot can see that there's no one there.
What the fuck? They both like actually forgot it.
Does Riot...
He's actually gonna get crushed, but... I mean, was Riot like thinking they were just hiding in lobby? Because they went all the way to last. And were like, oh, we have no chance of defending this. They're taking it for free. And then like, no one started capping, guys. Maybe we should go look. And no one's here for some reason.
They had an NG built a gun? Just...
Like, I kind of understand the logic from, like, Headcaves. You don't want to commit there because they could Uber out on you. Really awkward that, no one really even looks from either team for like 20 seconds apart from Riot's hiding. Sam gets a pretty good trade here. He's going to crush down. He probably won't be able to finish him, no. And Enris dies to a nice pipe, so this will be full retreat. Dork might get a kill. He does trade on... Dork actually got him behind and finished him off, so that's really well done. Yeah. So this is a situation where if they DM well, they'll win. If they don't, they should get the retreat though. They've done well enough. Right, over aggressive though, does get the kill. And Sam, Yule is on fire recently. He's actually,
does Paulson got a crater. Oh no.
Yule actually saved his team once again there.
Does that give it to them? Yeah, Fane's out. They won't be able to.
Fane might go for a play here. I don't think, he can't, but. Yule absolutely pounding, saving them once again.
So, another reset, even Ubers.
Well, our golden cap's going to be longer than the first round at this rate.
Yeah,
I mean, this has been a much better game, like around the actual back and forward, pretty much. But back to even Ubers. I hope they do the behind play again.
Yeah, that's what broke them last time.
Yeah, well, I think there's just been lots of small mistakes. Like that time, Sam over-aggressing into Yule and just getting middied. It's like 90% of the time you expect to win those as the scout, but like the one time you don't, it's kind of, disaster. Down's bored of this game and has gone spy, and they somehow haven't run into him. Surely not, correct? Right?
Oh no.
Surely not.
Enrith's back, but he's gone back.
He hasn't.
Please no.
Surely they. Oh no,
No,
he's weak.
Enrith,
He beat
Enrith?
Oh, down. Oh my god.
What did we just watch?
They do just trade in the end though, and Down's not there because he has to go to last to swap off. It'll be hard to get anything from this though, and Sam's kind of stuck in.
Oh, and look at Orc and Riot though behind. Down's just showing up for the fight. Fane will die in front.
Though. Yeah.
Oh no.
So despite probably the second worst spy play in history, he did manage to live, which is always a positive. Riot kills Ishal up top though, that's really good for them. If he can kill Yule behind as well, and he might do. Oh no, he doesn't get the pack in time. Actually, he trades. Okay. That's really unfortunate for Yule. So yeah, good stuff from Riot because they'll hold mid off that now because it's pretty much even. And if anything, they might push.
Yeah, Sam's broke. They know they don't have sticks. They know the demo's at choke, so you're going to see head cavers. They're getting aggressive through big door here. Paulson's jumped through.
This is really hopeful. Yeah, not sure about that one. He's already crushed and he still jumps. I mean, it shouldn't really matter. Like, it'll be hard to push.
Yeah, back to the stalemate. Riot. It looked like he might have gone for something and dropped down. He is sitting down there, maybe just watching for the drop-down aggression from Happy Feet instead of going for something himself, but no. He's just kind of waddling back and forth.
Spy.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Prepare your beefs in chat, boys.
Yeah, we just had the second worst spy play. I'm ready to see the worst as he gets spam rocketed.
He's already got splash. Surely Fane knows. He's going to waddle and he's going to get hit by a sticky or a rocket and just die in one hit here, surely.
Oh no.
There's no way Fane or Demo don't just hit him by accident at this point, right?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I actually can't believe he's still alive at this point. Their team's just going to trade though. Sam, it's dropped again though. Like, that's been the bane of their existence, him just dying. If Paulson can somehow meme the medical red code after all this, like, the med is literally like spinning though. Like, there's no... Like, he might try and back up.
What is he? He just walked in front of 3 people.
Okay, Paulson's was way worse because he probably got hit by the first rocket that was shot at him.
Yeah.
I assume the idea was, like... The thing is, he died so late that it didn't even matter. Like, they still have trouble getting in. And Enrith gets caught out and Riot. So that's actually really bad because they let them in for free. But yeah, that was pretty weird. Sam just getting dropped once again. Like, it's happened way too often, and that's pretty much like number one reason they lose trades. Like, you can't drop your important gamer, even if he's a disgusting, squishy scout. Amazing bomb, and he gets the force. Doge believed, or dog roll, whatever player it is, I don't know at this point. Does get force. He believed in the second rocket, even though it never came.
No.
And so that's a saving grace for them, at least so they can push out. But obviously, with Paulson dead, this is still really dangerous. Down will like 100% go for this as well. You can see him like hiding the big door. Looks like Riot will smash him in the head. Yeah, amazing rocket to start off.
And yeah, that'll just force him back. He's back on mid.
Behind though. Riot does know though, and yeah, Fane will give it up probably.
He's actually doing pretty good damage, Fane is.
Sam somehow gets killed. Fane should get on the mid here. Oh no, he whiffs a little bit. They need a cap though.
Down's got it. Yeah, I think this is it.
Even if they don't block, he's got it. So yeah, in the end, it works out for them. So back and forward, and in the end, the disgusting back cap wins it for him. I mean, head cavers are probably, caving their head in against their desks right now, because I'd be a bit disappointed in losing that one.
Yeah, especially they fought long 25-minute round to go 1-0 up and then lose a quick one, nearly lose it in regulation and then get back capped.
And as Redcoat rubs it in, saying, imagine it ending like that.
Well, you don't need to, because it just did. So, that's going to be map 1 of Gully Wash going in favour of Happy Feet, winning their own pick. And we will go to process next, which
I don't
is the
really,
head
I don't
caver's
think they'd
pick.
probably think of that as a win, considering it was
Mm.
pretty much dead easy. Like that was a 15-minute golden cap.
Phew.
Like holy crap! You'll actually in the golden cap, like we said, beasting, top fragging. Like only Sam was even close. Sam had one less, real 15, and then the next player was 9, and he top damage, which is like actually amazing for a pocket.
Mm.
Like that pretty much won them the round with middies on Sam and just
Yep.
general amazingness.
Yeah, we are working on getting a combined log up, so that should be up on the screen in a few seconds. We're gonna, instead of looking at each one individually, we'll just take a look at all of the stats because golden cap
Looking at
stats can be a bit inflated.
Yeah, well, looking at the golden cap, it was Enrith kind of got a bit owned in comparison, like to the normal. He did a lot better. I mean, it's hard to tell because of how stale meaty it is. It's like
Yeah.
half your damage is probably just spamming useless crap.
Mm. Yeah, and we do have logs up, and I mean,
Yours actually
yeah.
a god damage wise. Like he did 300. Or the only one close to 300 DPM, and he's above by like 2k above his demo.
Yeah, definitely a really good damage game coming up from Yule. And I mean, all scouts putting in good work on the kills, down being the only one to not get 30, but 28. He's pretty close. And I mean,
Yeah, it's pretty much dead even on that. I think it
yeah.
would have been better in Sam's favor, especially in that golden cap if he wasn't dropped a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Yeah, there were a few fights where he just
like I
got
mean,
dropped.
pretty much lost that last one because like they were on mid pushing to second, and when the spy play, like obviously the spy play was awful, but it's not going to be good if your scout dies and that ruins your entire strategy there.
Yeah, no, that's I think that's, I mean, when it comes down to it, it really was a huge factor. Just the scouts, like Sam not being in the Uber. I don't think there was an Uber that I can
Well,
think
I
of, at
mean,
least,
like
that Aisha
Sam,
was
look how
dropped
much
in.
damage Sam took, and that's probably just because he gets dropped
Mm.
running through the doorways. Like he just
Yeah.
gets fisted instead of being invincible.
I mean,
But yeah,
especially when you compare that to Aisha, it's a good 40 damage per minute taken less.
yeah. Interesting enough, they had 7 more kills, and I think all were in the normal that they were ahead because they were losing in the golden cap.
Mm.
Yeah, they were 11 kills ahead in normal time, even though they were behind 3k damage pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah,
So yeah, and
definitely.
not winning a mid and losing that was pretty unfortunate for them as well. But I mean, they'll take I'd be pretty happy with that considering that wasn't their pick.
Yeah.
Like if they can sneak out their pick, I think they'll be pretty happy with whatever the last map was. Was it Snake? Because they crushed on Snake, so they're not
Snake,
going
yeah,
to
Snake is the
complain.
last one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and we do have Process up here, a map that the last time these two teams played, Doge did have a fairly good game. The last time Doge played this game, God, my mind is everywhere.
Look, the Meds both had a good. Like the Meds
Yeah,
never died. Like 5 and 4 deaths over
that's
45 minutes is.
yeah.
I mean, they're both teams obviously put like number one priority is don't frag, just keep Medic alive. And obviously you could see that at the head cave of mid pretty much.
Mm.
It was, oh crap, our med only has a whole 4 other people defending him. Let's fucking gun it.
Yeah. But especially on the process, because these two teams played each other on process in the week 7 official. And I remember Doge, he lasted the first 28 minutes of the game without dying.
And they lost, right?
And they lost, yeah.
I mean that's the thing though. Like
It's,
obviously
yeah.
there's drawbacks to ultra
Yeah,
passive,
exactly.
obviously.
But if they can, I don't know, if they can play the way that they were playing, and especially they just need to keep Sam up in these fights. If they're dropping the scouts on a map like Process, which is just larger, your med needs to cover way more space. If they're dropping Sam like that, it won't matter how much Doge lives. So
Yeah, pretty much.
that's the main priority, I think, for Doge. I think he probably needs to focus on that more than living. I wouldn't mind if Doge dies on a mid, and just because he is thinking about something else, in order to keep Sam alive because he's healing Sam, just so he doesn't drop Sam in so many Ubers. 1 or 2 here or there in a game like this, you can kind of pass whatever, but it was way too many times, and it's gonna really burn them on process.
Yeah, I mean, just remembering what I saw and from the logs, Doge surviving kind of looked like the saving grace in their week 7 game.
Mm.
Because just damage-wise, it looked like they were getting a bit destroyed. Like, Down and
Yeah.
iShell had really good games, as did
Yeah.
Yule. Like, Enrith did solid damage, but he always does. But yeah, like, their scouts weren't really keeping up damage-wise. And I remember, yeah, Down and iShell were kind of plowing them a bit. So yeah, Doge kind of living was just kind of what they had to do to kind of keep it in the ballpark. But I think like one of the main things that made it closer as well, like Down and iShell were always good, and Sam's pretty much always good.
Mm.
Last week Dork was not good, and I think he'll probably be
No.
the first to admit that. Well, today he was at very least on par with everyone else,
Yeah.
which like you can't really in this meta forever afford your scouts to be like worse. And he obviously had a lot of really good plays. Like he probably could afford to go more aggro. Like a lot of the time he would just waddle in and two-shot people when he went aggro. So I mean that like should keep that in mind. Like if his aim's on, rather than just playing passive, just go for the play with right and crush noobs on the flank.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Especially considering, I think from memory, the Happy Feet side, they aren't ones to really aggress the flank on this map. A
Well,
lot of their
it's
aggression is taken through choke and sewer.
well, I mean, it's pretty much their flank plays mostly involve down running behind and doing stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think Fane Fane and you'll pretty much play pretty similar. It's always just like you're just a soldier now. You just jump through chokes and shit to make space, and then one of them sometimes watches doorways on the flank, and the other one sometimes watches doorways on the choke. But down pretty much is kind of the flank playmaker, while the other ones are just mostly bombers. So yeah, could see. I mean, down obviously you saw down do it a lot, like, and that's how they won. Down just snuck behind, but obviously he went under point. He tried to go into lobby when they had the chance and all that a lot. Feint did probably come with him more than I'd seen before, which is good, but they didn't really make it work. But
Yeah, definitely fell flat on some of those occasions. And
yeah,
I mean, on a map like Process, you can probably get away with it. There's situations where you can get away with it more, but it's like the area that they were given on Gully Watch, you would expect them to do work. Like they pretty much had the entirety of lobby and river to themselves for like a whole 30 seconds to a minute at a time, and they just sit there doing nothing.
yeah, pretty much. But it's like, yeah, I mean, I feel Head Cave is they kind of cuck their flank a bit. Like in general, like last season they had Silvo, who at the time I would say would have better DM than Dork does on the flank scout, but he never really got to make any plays. And so I feel like that cost them just playing the overly passive kind of style rather than letting their DM beast. Like if you're
Yeah.
on, you're on. Let them free. Let them bully noobs.
Yeah, look, I mean, if they can do it, then I mean, hell, this is the map to do it on. It's Process. Soldiers are going to be flying, and if Dork can dispatch of a soldier fairly quickly and then roll it through to two-shot down, or even ISHO as he did a fair few times on Gully, then I mean, hey, that's gonna roll things quite nicely forward. Get that chariot going across the point.
Yeah, this is definitely the map you want your scouts to be playing well. It is not fun at all at Soldier. If like IT is probably the only place you fight fairly, the rest of it you kind of just cucked, and you just have to like perfect bomb or perfect rocket to do anything. So it'd be interesting to see, especially at mid. Like I assume it'll probably just end up being one team plays passive and the other one all their solis. Pretty much you just have to like YOLO bomb, and it pretty much
Yeah.
just depends. Do the scouts pick you out of the air before you do anything, or do you land and wreak havoc? It's pretty much how I'd imagine that would go.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Unfortunately,
no, you go.
unfortunately, no one has adopted the ultimate pencil jump strategy anymore. It couldn't be defeated, but yeah, it hasn't come back. But I'd
No.
like to see it.
Hey, you never know. Time to reinvent the meta. Bring the pencil jumping back. I'm keen. No one will expect it when you're playing for money.
Definitely. Predictions on this map?
Oh, I'm hoping we'll see a faster game this time. It is Process. I think if Doge can keep Sam alive, we see a faster game. I think that's honestly all it can come down to for the side of Headcavers. They need to win this map. They will have to push aggression on it. I don't know. I think it'll end up being 4-2 in favor of Happy Feet, honestly.
Yeah, I definitely think this is more a Happy Feet map, despite it being the opposite pick. I just think they're
think Down and Aisha will do it to them, especially Down on this map. I'd like to be wrong, and I think Yule's really good at this map as well. So I'd say, yeah, a 5-2 happy feet. Obviously, hope I'm wrong for a fat third map.
Yeah, that'd be good, but we do have this mid underway. No one really taking height right now. Yule jumping off and on. Thane will back up, and looks like they're getting ready for the bomb. Yule, he'll jump around and then back up again. Neither team really wanting to height here because of how wrecked you get when you jump it. Two players fighting each other. Yule will be the first to fall, finally, 50 seconds into the round to Sam. Aisha will back up for the pack, and Down's getting really aggressive into 4 players. Lives way too long and does way too much damage. But that is going to be Happy Feet out. Right as both teams get Uber.
Yeah, like you said, they pretty much decided, well, we don't want to go for the YOLO or nothing. And that's Headcaver's first win of the night, so get keen. Right whiffs everything on the bomb. Paulson, though, comes up over the top of him and gets the kill. Sam should sneak away from here, so it should only be somehow in the end Paulson death. Even though Wright was literally inside them and just whiffed and then jumped back out. I'll never understand how that happens, but yeah, so pretty easy so far. Take an easy mid, easy force. Hopefully get an easy second for free. And no one's in really a great spot to jump. Yule's taking the typical one with Thane behind him now. They're taking this really slow. They're not going to even have added last at this point, unless they go like now. I mean, safe than sorry, but it's like sometimes you want to go. They are just going though, and I don't think they'll be able to block second. So they are going to pretty much get though. They took so long from a full ad that they'll get Uber here. If they don't cap instantly, yeah, they should lose this.
Yep. And yeah, the Uber's coming forward.
They have
right.
really good positioning though. Right, Yule will die here. He does trade, but Paulson's kind of stuck, and yeah, they're not going to be able to help him actually.
Yeah, Redcoat, I think, Redcoat ended up getting some decent damage on the Doge. He's down, regenning up on 70 health now, so he'll go get a pack and continue to hold choke with Enrith. They don't want to give it up even players. Although, as I say that, they do have the advantage on Happy Feet with the soldier spawns coming up. Paulson just
they
coming
can't
out.
do anything, yeah.
No.
But yeah, like they wait so long. Obviously, you don't want to get forced, but in a way, you're better off like trying to do it quickly and getting like the 80% of the time you don't get forced, and then you still have ad for last, compared to 100% of the time you have ad, but then you go into last and they get, which is obviously a lot worse. I think it's worth taking the risk. The Solar gets crushed, somehow is alive still, and Basic gets middied by Doja in the end. Yule's gonna die here as well to Sam.
Oh, and it's
Redcoat
just
gets
a
trapped.
crumble.
Oh, Med's so lucky he might get spammed.
Yeah, it's close. Enrith, he wants something. He's trying to force Doggerel into a bad position, and he will make him force. It's a double scout Uber, sure, but you get nothing with it. Even
Yeah,
like,
they
no one
missed,
took a single
they
point of
missed
damage.
everything. And Down will die here trying to take a 4v1. Yeah, I don't know how Redcoat trapped there by Enrith, but obviously he won the better of that. But yeah, that was really hopeful for my show and Down. They had to just run it Doggerel and then run away, but instead they tried to kill scouts, which in a scout v scout Uber, that's never a great idea unless they're destroyed. So this should be round 1. It's a full ad. They know where the gun is. It's getting destroyed.
Yeah, it will.
Right,
it will
does
fall.
die.
But nothing else really happened. Heavy's still alive, 450 at the right spawn door. Paulson's getting spammed pretty hard up top. It's just kind of a crumble from Headcavers.
Well, once again, it's pretty much just too slow.
Yeah.
Like, you have to take risks. You can't just out-spam a team that's as good as you. You can't just sit there and, you know, slow DM them when they're as good as you. Like, just Uber in. You know, you have that thing that makes you invincible. Take all the space. They took basically no space with Uber. They sat in a doorway and spammed a gun. Like, if they take the right and bait the point, you win that round. Because they're all stuck in spawn or top. But they just fuck about and don't even get a single kill with the Uber. If anything, they lost a play because Brad died to a trade in Uber. So yeah, their kind of slowness is messing them up a bit here.
Yeah, we do actually have the Uber coming out from Headcavers. Sorry, from Happy Feet. Headcavers will get in time and respond with their own Uber, lasting a little bit longer. But
This is
down
really
to
bad.
Yeah,
for
and
Headcavers,
Doge. Yeah, Doge gets put up into the sky, will die. And
So, I
this is
mean-
going to be a pretty good ad.
I mean, that time they like it was even Ubers, but they took the risk even though they knew pretty much that they were going to get, and they won from that. Especially second's a lot better time, just because you actually can get people in behind. Last you can't get in behind, and this should just be round.
Maybe, but the double scout is coming out. Neither of them have heals. Doge has been forced to come out the other door thanks to the pressure by Yule, and those scouts will die without the heals. A much faster first round. Happy Feet taking the lead on this map to start off with 1-0. We have a lot of time left. More rounds maybe to come.
I mean, that entire round was head cavers to lose though, and they somehow managed it. Like that Uber at last was just awful, and then they basically just got reverse swept.
Yeah, definitely. Mid coming out again. I have a feeling we may see more of the same players getting healed, no one taking high until they feel like they want to die. Paulson will go forward, pretty much do what Yule did all last mid, take the high and immediately fall down, as we have a slow push coming through from Happy Feet. Double Soldier Bomb in, a lot of damage done. No kills yet, down will be the first fallen Redcoat. 2 pipes will take down Dork and Riot, and that is going to be the Flea. Doge is actually already out through IT. Sam will meet with him, and that's going to be them gone, although Redcoat, he's in a good spot to try and get something, it'll just get 2-shot by Sam.
Yeah, a bit silly there, but they're actually going to be able to easy fight second now that Redcoat died, so bit of a silly. You don't need to be that aggressive, but
No.
it was pretty much Yule somehow once again didn't die at mid, even though he every right should have. Probably unnecessarily go for the aggro one there as well. Ashal almost gets left behind, but yeah, they'll be able to run out of this. Some bad pistol by Ashal, but yeah, not quite.
Not going to do it. And the full Uber advantage for the side of Headcave is Fane will die to Dork coming through Choke, as they're not even going to have to use here. Yule's not going for anything.
I hope they take this quickly though, and at least take second for free, because if they do this right, they can Uber into last pretty much. Like even if they're forced through here, you still get like the 3 point. Yule's in behind. He will die though. Nice work by Paulson. Like if they go now, they'll probably have ad. If they bait the point, like if Sam, I think if they run into spawn, Sam needs to cap instantly. Otherwise, the other team will probably get Uber again.
And therefore, they've used, but on nothing.
Yeah,
they're
I
just
don't think
gonna
this is the
wait
play.
and go forward. No.
Sam's spending too much of his Ubers like chasing people, because now Happy Feet they might still lose just because they've lost so many, but they let them get Uber. If they can save down, they have a chance though at least. Right's actually just capping. They only just notice him. Probably should have waited there though. But yeah, once again, like that they fuck about for ages and then chase soldiers and don't kill them. Like if you're gonna chase like the worst class in the game, at least kill it.
Yeah, don't let them just live in lobby and then don't go to the point.
Well, just ignore them and go win. Like a soldier behind should get cleaned up by your soldier behind, or at least being put into uselessness. You know.
Yeah.
Like they did it a couple of times as well. Yeah, just run to the cap. If they're stuck in spawn waiting for Uber, they're not going to defend, you know. I mean, they do have Uber out again here. This time that they should just take it for free. They're actually going for it really aggressive this time, which is odd, because they're not going to kill much apart from once again soldiers.
Oh, but will he? Finally, but by the time the Uber fades, both soldiers are down, but they're at the full Uber disad. And
they should be able to get a force here though. Like if a scout goes to point now, it's pretty good. Right's in behind, they do know.
They might just, oh wow. They got the force, so that's pretty good.
Assuming I think Enrith and the med should have left instantly there. I think that's a really smart play, just YOLOing the point, assuming these two live, which they luckily do. Because now they have ad again. They did lose the point, but they almost won the game. Like, you're a 20% chance to win on that point. You didn't win too bad, but you got the force.
And actually, the Ubers have evened up.
Yeah, they still have tiny ad, and this is a hard push. Fane kills himself as well. So I mean, they only lost a point and they have small ad, so they'll probably at least take room at second for free. Like yeah, they're going already. Yule hasn't been seen behind. He should be now. That's really unfortunate. Yeah. I don't understand how that works though. Like he hits him with like the back, like the top back, and he surfs up. Like how? But TF2 mechanics.
Yeah, man. The spaghetti goes through, as we do have some spaghetti Ubers being tried. It's a bit of flashy players look at each other and then leave. Fane will die in lobby.
Yeah, so there should be a repush, assuming Reich is in a different door, and Dork doesn't. Dork's probably dead here though.
Maybe? He got the arrow.
Oh, it gets arrowed. That's unfortunate for the other team. You will kill him though. Yeah, it's just odd. Like now that like they decided, maybe there's someone sneaky watching the stream and they've decided to take risks. I mean, I feel like they're not really losing that much from these risks though, compared to their passiveness. You know, like they're losing 1 point, but it's pretty much they still have they're still in the position of winning pretty much. Compared to they played too safe and they got fucked for it.
Yep. You just kind of hope they'd be able to break it finally, right? Like, I mean, it doesn't matter how many attempts you get.
What?
Fane.
How did Fane just kill both soldiers, though? I think Paulson, got, like, killed from full health to the floor or something. Because, yeah, he doesn't sound easy. You will die here for that, though, which is kind of unfortunate. I mean, he does go for the sack, but... He probably thought he had that one there, but as always, the mid just runs away and laughs at a soldier.
I'm not too sure how that quite happened. How both soldiers died there. Just I'm not even sure why you would even be in the same place on process mid to have that happen. But you know, Fane will be happy with that one. Pretty much no sack attempt able to come out from head caves because of it.
Right's just gonna tempest on them. Looks like they like doing this as well. They take IT, try and get the sneaky, and then someone starts jumping around. I'm surprised Riot's in there instead of Paulson though, because no offense to Paulson. Oh, they just trade in here. That's aggressive as well.
Yeah. Although at this point Sam's just been abandoned. Riot will jump through with the end of the Uber. As actually Sam will end up cleaning up a red coat at the end. Yul will die from the aggressive bomb in. Fane in choke will get Riot before he created. We're at a 3v4 in favor of Headcave, but the medic is not coming through the choke, and Dork, he's just running for it. Doesn't care about the heals.
Yeah, apart from Sam just beat that, they really didn't have any right to win that because they were in a really bad position. I think Redcoat just stepped forward like a second early and got crushed for it. Otherwise, they'd probably stomp them if Sam doesn't kill Redcoat there. So yeah, well, TF2 is a DM game, so if you DM well, you do tend to win situations where you shouldn't.
Yeah, and
Paulson.
Speaking of DMing well, Paulson does.
Yeah. Be hard to push out here though, even with Paulson dead.
Yeah,
they'd probably sack. Yul's almost got spammed to death. Hopefully we see another amazing Paulson spy.
Dork is trying his hardest to get on top of the roof. Third time's the charm, he will finally get up. And he nearly falls down again. That's need to get some good footing on yourself, buddy.
Unfortunately, no Paulson spy.
I'm disappointed.
Probably the first time or last time for the next 3 years.
Yeah, probably.
Pretty aggressive NG setup though. I feel like Aisha's the only one that does this. Probably because it gets spammed really easy. Paulson does die for it though, so I guess it does the intended thing where you bait them out and crush them when they peek.
Yeah, and he's healed it up. Still hitting it even though it's full.
So hard to do anything on this map though, because all the doors are so easily spotted. And there's no, like the med can just stand on the point and then jump off straight away or surf away. Like, pretty weird they don't even bother though.
Yeah,
I guess that they're probably just waiting for a bigger mistake. I'm surprised. I know he's the combo scout, but process is prime Sam sniper territory, so I wouldn't mind a Sam retard sack here into 4K headshots. Yeah,
wouldn't be too bad. You've got Riot going very low though, 14 health on him as he will back up and get arrowed a few times.
Yeah, Riot does snipe a lot. It's alright, not Sam level, but it's definitely better having 2 scouts though than a scout sniper, so I understand the logic. Paulson may be dying now, sneaks out. But yeah, kind of the time where you probably should just someone go in. I guess they're probably just trying to bait and then trade. Because this gun is a pretty easy spot to kill if you trade. Like after you get the pick, I mean.
Yeah.
It's just so hard because of where they literally all just hold around it, and then at the moment you peek a door, they jump on you.
Yeah, it looks like
obviously you can't really sack into a gun.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to get into a position to spam for it, and it's making room out 5 with Paulson. Sticks are going near it.
Just run all the way back to last and go
they
spy.
got forced. Yeah, okay, never mind. Ubers were just traded in a lobby. Looks like Redcoat's, he's had enough. He's walked in, got the trade off. And no one's going to die for it yet. Players on head cavers are rather low, though. They'll get healed up.
Well,
And
I shall still NG, so they're not going to push.
yeah.
Go, Paulson, run all the way back to spawn, go spy. They'll never see it coming.
Until he eats the first rocket of
not.
spec, then they'll see it.
Yeah, probably. Wright does die though, so I imagine this is going to be the sniper. I mean, I would prefer Sam just because he's a beast, but hopefully we can see what Wright gets done. Because he did it for like 2 seconds, him and Sam, and he somehow killed Aisha with SMG and body shots. But
Oh, we have another spy.
oh, right, okay. I mean, this is kind of the thing that the Hertz spy of 6 seasons ago was pretty beast as well, especially on this map. Unfortunately, there's no Paulson demo to stab, and just a bit more aware. They did. Oh, they know.
I think they might use.
I mean,
no, he's gotten in without any damage been taken.
The thing is, what can you do here? Like, unless you run past the, he has to go up top, I would imagine, and then jump down onto something. If anything, kill Aisha and stab his gun, because he's in a spot that he could.
You'll won't spot him.
Friendly. Yeah, they know.
No.
Pretty epic sap. Bit of a pub NG play. Paulson dying at the worst possible time here, so that'll be an insta push. But it's so hard when they just 6-man around the gun.
Yeah.
Will probably dies here though really early, which is
I think
unfortunate.
Fane as well, maybe. Oh, he surfs out. Nicely done by him.
I think they could have been a lot more aggressive there though.
Okay.
Aisha, pretty much if Aisha's still on gun, you pretty much know that they're not full committing. Which I think is kind of a mistake there. I think that's the chance. But I guess it is a final. You don't want to make any silly errors if you can help it.
5 minutes into holding last. It's 5 minutes more.
They get the gun. Only took them 5 minutes, and Sam dies for it. So we might see a Sam sniper here. They're still really aggro here. They're just going to YOLO bomb. They get the force.
Okay.
Yeah, they must have. That was pretty smart. They will lose second for it, probably. Fane probably dies unnecessarily there. Should have left. I mean, waited. But yeah, it was they probably assumed that they could just push with Sam dead, and then the Solis took advantage of that and YOLO'd in. So it was pretty brain play, and now they have full out again.
Yeah, spawns do
Assuming
get denied. So.
Down is going on to the med here though.
Oh,
they have
boy.
seen him now. He hasn't hit much. That's a really interesting pop there. He wasn't even that low. He was scared of me.
Yeah.
I feel like you just take the chance there. Sam's got a bit crushed here. Yeah, he overcommits. They will get the solis for it.
He doesn't get either kill, finishes off both of them.
And they're not going to kill Ashel here though, I don't think.
No.
It's basically impossible. And yeah, Paulson,
although they might get dog roll. He got put pretty low. No, Enrith will
after. Yeah, Sam just kind of, that time, he just got a bit forward.
Hyper aggressive Uber there, they get dodged.
I don't even think Redcoat needed to be Uber there though. He would have actually got the, I mean it's fine, but he would have got the kill even if he wasn't Ubered.
Yeah.
They do kind of get a couple kills though, so they'll still, they're going to spawn and actually
the dork. No way. Okay, he was low enough to get spammed.
I mean, that's alright, because they'll get players to defend this now, I would think, with Sam and Right coming up. And it's pretty much even Uber, just because of how little time Doge's been healing in that panic. Right onto the sniper here, though, so that first snipey boy, and probably the best point to do it on, you know, you get the huge choke, just body shot a Soli as they waddle past.
Yeah, or body shot someone who's getting aggressive. I think Down might have seen him.
I don't think it really matters though. Unless they're pushing, which they probably won't, they'll see him as soon as he peeks. Because I think they're smart enough not to like aggro peak choke, especially when they're far back. There's no real point. They are looking to. They are going though, and Riot's kind of retreated, which is interesting.
IT, pretty much the
Gets the
anti-sniper
body shot,
push. Yeah, but doesn't help when your flank just dies. So that'll probably be a... I don't know if they're going to fight choke here. They'll get the force onto Enrith. Redcoat will have to leave with this Uber. And yeah, going to have to... Oh, they didn't get it quite out in time.
Redcoat's going to YOLO for this though. Unless he gets like a 3k, I think they just lose though.
And that's surely around...
Yeah, they
very
went
late
for a
Redcoat.
really insanely aggressive play, like even Uber pushing the mid against... They probably didn't know it was a sniper. I mean, unless they all whiff here, then this is, yeah, down saving the heavy stats.
Well, we've got another tied game. This time, with a bit more time left, we probably won't see any rushing. I imagine another very slow mid, unless either team wants to pull out the double soldier bomb. Either of them can do it. Fane and Riot both very good jumpers, and Riot, he is fast, taking Redcoat's pack, but he might just crater. Oh, 5 health.
5.
But Yul, he's doing something. He'll land on Paulson. Nice rocket, and the scout will come across to the left-hand side and clean him up. Early kills and early soldier aggression. Riot whiffing. Yeah, that was pretty shocking.
But yeah, I mean, like they said, pretty much when they know they're going to lose, they send their sacrificial lamb and then, you know, yeet out of there. There's going to be really hard holds. Sam seems like he wants to, but he somehow sneaks out. But yeah, you were never holding that. Dork gets caught in lobby as well, so there should be an insta do something. Looks like Ashal just wants to go, even though they don't actually have Uber yet. Well, Headcavers do.
Yeah, Sticks getting dead. Everything in a rough spot here. Can't get arrowed. He will get the kill on the Fane and then resup. Force coming out on the dog roll by Paulson. Good force there as Ubers are traded in lobby. Looks like Redcoat will fall. And with the soldier spawn coming up soon for Happy Feet, they may look to continue and fight this. Enrith does go down to Aisho and lobby. Aisho's going to bring 2 players back.
One as well, you would think. Sam's kind of been abandoned here though as well though. So in the end, Happy Feet turn it around just with Aisho's nice play. They probably can't bring it in to last, but yeah, they defended that second well when it looked like they probably should have lost.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And Uber's 20% in favor of dog roll. Probably not pushable, especially in a map like Process where you can just kind of, you know, bait in spawn or in heaven.
They seem like they count pretty well though, so I think they'll go. I mean, the danger of that is kind of like last time. They if you miscount and assume it is, and you go like that mid, you get crushed for it.
Wait,
like that was probably like their only big mistake, and you know they instantly lost the round off at this map.
So both teams have spies, but Sam saw Aisho while he was uncloaked. Sam's in a good spot here.
They know though. Yeah.
Oh no,
he's gonna get almost gets Redcoat. Pretty ballsy when they don't have an Uber yet.
And the thing is, Aisho's gone in for the stab. He did actually get the gun. So
yeah, he does die for it at least, so it's not a complete disaster. You will kill Riot though somehow, so it's actually a 3v5. They'll probably just go for the force here. I don't think he needed to use that early, but yeah, they get the insta force. Yul will die here, I would hope, without Paulson or anyone else dying. So they could go for something. It's really tough though. It looks like they will though, because they still have full ad here. If they overextend, they might just get Ubered upon and destroyed. But
Paulson shot down to earth again.
Force attempt. Seems kind of a waste. I don't really get that. Like, unless it's a good attempt, you're basically just making your last defense 10 times harder than it already is very hard at this point.
Yeah, and the Uber's in. Redcoat's using most of his Uber to turn around and kill the soldier in door 2.
Not a good Uber. If Riot lives, which he doesn't, Sam's gonna get caught. Oh, Sam swaps just in time actually. That's really good for them. If he dies, they lose. But they lose anyway, I think. If they don't kill Aisha, yeah. Good positioning in the end from Happy Feet though. Like no one was really in a spot where they could all kind of get dunked on. But yeah, I just don't really get the, you know, send a limp dick sack when you have 0 chance of getting anything, especially against such a hard fight.
Yeah, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But we do have 5 minutes remaining. The 4th mid is underway. Enrith getting a bit more aggressive at the start, looking to get his own pack, but he will fall back to his own rock as both demos do get healed up and continue to exchange spam. But the double soldier bomb, it is in, and Paulson, he does not commit as hard with it, right? Going behind, we'll get an IT, and we'll get a nice rocket on the Yule.
Fane's got it behind as well here. He's played it really well, just surviving, and they're getting kind of crushed. Paulson dies to it as well. This is actually a complete disaster, and probably round lose. So they literally a team down. Redcoat's probably going to go trap. The only thing is, I shall forgets that sometimes he has to cap if down's dead.
Yeah, and I mean, it's going to be full Uber ad. They won't be able to take lobby right away, so Enrith, I imagine he'll go and stick up 5, but he's not even doing that. He's just going to... Oh wait, he'll dilly-dally on the point and just end up getting healed. He'll finally put some traps in lobby. Try and get something.
Finally on sniper though, but it's come at an expense of an NG because they have a sniper spy, which is kind of an odd call. I don't even know where the spy is. He's literally in lobby still. They're actually going to Uber before he gets in. Like probably, if he can get a meme frag on Fane, this is probably worth, which he will. Yeah, nice. Right,
not too bad that the Ubers come in. Doge, I imagine, will die here. 20 health with the scout in front of him.
Sam,
lost 3.
Memed hard. I mean, that's pretty much game. I'm not really sure what the, double meme hold was, the sniper indoor one spy crouched in lobby play. I mean, they pretty much lost them the game. I mean, they probably would have lost anyway. As long as that Happy Feet don't shit the bed and get pushed from last to last, they don't lose there.
Yeah, and I imagine we're going to see a pretty passive mid coming out from Happy Feet here. They don't have to make any mistakes.
A lot of the time they say do med killer though, so if you kill the med you shouldn't lose. Looks like Enrith just had spammed to death and this should be impossible. They kind of have to go for it, and they are. Dork might, no, they all kind of shit the bed a bit, and that's the Hail Mary, you have to try, but I shall. Man, some toxicity here, man. I thought once Hertz was gone, we'd lose it, but we're getting an awful swag item lol from Happy Feet. Quite toxic. Now that they've started to get ahead. Doge drops actually on a 3% off. Yeah. I mean, once again, it's probably just we're effed anyway. Might as well. Enrith actually crushes 2 people.
Yeah, looking for a third. He'll get
actually.
Oh no.
Enrith is actually kind of saved. I mean, it should be impossible. It's not actually impossible from this point though. They've actually teamed down somehow because Enrith is a god at demo.
Yeah, if they roll it, it's barely, but
yeah, if they actually kept going and capped every point straight away, you can still win, can't you? Because it only the fastest round I've ever seen is 52 seconds.
Yeah.
That's from the mid though.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Technically, it was possible, but Happy Feet could have done
not now.
anything.
Both Solis are dead. Yeah. Well, now that they went for it, but yeah, that was actually amazing about Enrith. I can't believe they held that.
Yeah,
he literally got a 4K.
Yeah, it was. That was massively.
Yeah, all in vain because it's literally impossible now.
Yeah, GG's called.
Good old Scott work has called the GG. Exchanging pleasantries. So yeah, back to the drawing board for Headcaver. So once again, so close against their arch nemesis, Happy Feet / Coffee Clock, but once again, falling at the final hurdle. Can get another chance, but they'll get crushed next week by a superior team. But if they don't, they get a second chance.
Yeah, definitely, and that is Happy Feet securing their spot in the grand final.
And securing the dosh.
Yeah, they don't have to worry. None of that, none of that third place crap. They're going for the premium. They want the win. I mean, they've done it every other season recently.
I'd be pretty mad, yeah.
If you're gonna lose a season as Happy Feet, it better not be this one, because that's just kind of, it's not great. It's not great if this is the season you end up losing.
Yeah, it's a bit sad.
Yes, we are in 30 more seconds of dead time.
Yeah, well, they didn't even bother trying.
Yeah.
Doja's gone on to his main back when he was a 12-year-old Highlander player who hit the sniper.
Yeah, we I'm taking a quick peek at these logs. Sam kinda owned, and just like really way ahead of every one of his team.
Yeah, I mean, surprisingly, that's like Enrith got crushed. I mean, so did like his soldiers. Obviously, it's always hard to make space if your soldiers get crushed, but it's like 2.5k damage, 80 DPM more, and getting 22 kills versus 9. And I think half of Enrith's kills probably came at like that last fight, so he was on 4 or something.
Yeah.
So yeah.
He got 4 kills in the final round on that save. So 5 kills in the meaningful part of the game. It's not great. And actually, even hang on, how much damage did he do? Only 600. Never mind. So yeah, I mean,
I'm not surprised like too much. I mean, it was fairly close. It was like a lot of the fights Headcavers should have won. They didn't really do the damage they needed to, and they played it poorly. So it's not that surprising they got damaged a lot. I mean, I don't know how much damage there was at the end. I mean, Aisha got 9 kills in the last 3 minutes, so
yeah,
they did meme get a like add probably 1k advantage of damage or 2k more damage and 10 more kills to that, and it's still pretty dominant from our happy feet there.
yeah.
But
I
yeah,
mean,
it
if
didn't
they
seem that dominant damage-wise. But I think it just comes down to like the beef pushes. Like if you have ad, and a lot of the ads they pretty much just didn't do a single thing with. They just got crushed and then got ran away on.
yeah, and I mean also the amount of charges difference. Like Doggerel got 17 Ubers compared to Doge's 12. Like that's like 17. That's high. Like you rarely see 17 charges in a game, especially when the other mid has like
he
such
buffed,
less.
Yeah, so a lot of the they lost fights, or more so. I don't think Coffee Clock ever really lost too badly, apart from that one round they lost, which was pretty much their only like huge mistake all game. While like when Headcavers lost, they kind of got run over a lot of the time, and Doge did live a lot of them as well. Like a lot of the time it was Doge Enrith living.
Yeah.
But yeah, that obviously got the run around a little bit on that one comparatively.
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah, I wonder what the thought process behind that map was, like that map here, because they were a lot closer to winning on their kind of preferred map.
Yeah.
And kind of like their best player Enrith didn't have a good one on this one either, so maybe they'll just put it down to that. Maybe it's normally an Enrith beast map. But...
Now I will add just very quickly, in terms of the medic deaths. So both medics died 3 times in that last round. So in the first 25 minutes, essentially 26 minutes of the game, Doggerel only died once. And I think that was on the round that they lost, was it? Because didn't he?
Yeah, he died. Yeah, pretty much. Like that was pretty much their only big mistake for those first 20 minutes.
Yeah. So I mean, Doggerel having a pretty good game in terms of the deaths, but even Doge, like I mean, 3 deaths in the last round, and there was 2 in the second last. So I mean, fairly low amount himself.
I mean, they're always well, just the way they play. I mean, look at these stats though as well. It's like, what's it? Doge took 44 seconds on average before using, and Doggerel took 30. So like that's obviously like a huge difference in play style if you're aggro Ubering like way more, while the other team obviously like to hold it a fair amount. And especially like the first 5 minutes, they should have easily had a round. Instead, it was the other way around. Like that was the only time they were really dominant. They won the mid, then the easy force, and then they got reverse swept after that first 5 minutes, and then it was, I mean, downhill from there. Pretty much, they lost every mid and all that.
Yeah, both of those botched last push just kind of took them out of that game immediately. If they like that game, they very easily could have won it. They set that tempo early.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like after you get reverse swept, it's always a bit depressing, harder to keep up the tempo. I'm sure they weren't like tilted or anything, but it's like when you're losing, it's a lot harder to play like the passive play. Like the other team can dictate it a bit see 1-0 isn't a huge lead, so you don't want to play. They didn't play too passive when they only had a 1-0 lead, but it's
Yeah.
always a lot harder. And I think it was the same kind of last season. If you're losing, it's always harder. Just like, well, we'll wait for them to make a mistake because they can, just play until they don't make a mistake. They can do safe stuff. Especially like
Yeah.
that last hold as well. That's probably where like half the damage comes from. They just got absolutely crushed. They pretty much had no idea how to break it, and then they just got destroyed pretty much. Like they did get that double force, which was nice, but like the rest of it was pretty bad, and they didn't end up doing very well with that anyway.
Yeah, and it does look like we do have a single player here for an interview. We have Redcoat standing by. So I don't know if we can. Yep, here he is. So we've got Redcoat from Happy Feet with us.
How you feeling, mate?
Yeah, pretty good.
Just another day in the office, mate.
Yeah, pretty much.
How was that feeling? Gully Wash was pretty tight, a lot of back and forward. You had most of the kind of play on process, especially damage wise. You guys all crushed.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gully, like the opposite map picks actually, like both teams looked a lot stronger on. What was the thinking behind Gully? Because I thought you were always kind of not a big Gully fan, especially against not you, the Happy Feet teams in general weren't big Gully players.
I don't know. Like, we kind of just looked at recent scrims and we'd just done decently on Gully, and we'd like recently spoken about some like new things to do on it as well. So I guess we felt a bit more confident on it. But I wouldn't say there's like any like other than the banned maps. I wouldn't say there was any particular map that like one of our teams is just like way stronger on or anything.
Yeah,
like,
that's true. What do you think made Gully so close though? Was it just stalematey and you couldn't break through,
I think there
or
was
just
like
stuff didn't really work out?
there was like a lot of just like plays going on all the time, and it was kind of like, it's an official, people don't want to fuck up or anything, like they don't want to get memed on and backcapped and everything. So whenever there's
Dork clapped you a bit at times, especially the second round.
Yeah, so I think that kind of just meant that we tended to play a bit more on the safe side a lot of the time. Like if it was a situation where it could have gone either way, we'd probably tend to not take it. And it felt like a lot of the time what would happen is like we'd get an advantage or they'd get an advantage and it would instantly swing the other way. Like we'd get some kills and then they'd get some kills, and it was very messy through a lot of it. And
did you feel your DM going well? Because there were a lot of the times where they kind of had the better Uber trade, like at the beginning, apart from the time Sam got dropped, and then you guys would just like win a 4v6 somehow.
I don't know, to be honest. It's a bit of a blur
hectic,
to me,
yeah.
to be honest. Like so much is going on, and it's like hard to really say.
Are you happy when games go like that? Would you prefer it be like? Do you think you play better than them when it's kind of just weird struggle DM fight, or would you prefer both teams just do their plays and you think you're better winning that way rather than just DM shit fests?
Personally, I don't like that style of play very much, like as a player, but I think my team like does decently in it. So I don't know. Like I've got players on my team that like do kind of thrive in that atmosphere, but personally, I prefer to be the one creating the chaos, not the one reacting to it most of the time.
That's fair enough. Do you think at times they play a lot too passive, especially on process? It seemed to be cucking them at times. Like when they chose to go aggressive was wrong, and when they chose to go passive was wrong a lot of the time, I thought. Did you feel the same kind of way? Like were you surprised when they pushed and all that a lot of the time?
Well, obviously some of the times at the end they were kind of doing it because it was just like their only choice.
Well, not the last 2 seconds. I don't give a shit about that. I mean the rest of the game. Like especially like the first 5 minutes they had literally a 90% ad and wasted it, and then you went out and crushed them and won the round.
I don't entirely remember that, to be honest.
Bit of a blur, mate. Maybe don't do drugs before games.
I probably shouldn't. No, it felt like process was like a fair bit slower. Like we even though the scoreline was obviously higher, it felt slower, as in there was less going on all the time. It was more just like we were doing pushes and stuff. Like mids, we basically just played passive most of the time and just won the spam fight. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't like, it didn't seem that eventful from my perspective.
I have one more question, but sorry, you go.
I was just gonna say, like, except for the end, I guess, was more eventful, but at that point, it was like they were just doing desperate shit.
Yeah, Enrith actually like beasted that last, and yeah, somehow didn't win. But yeah, and before I hand over to Michael to see if any of his questions, because I'm sure he has at least one. Who do you prefer? Well, for one, who would you prefer in the grand final, and two, who do you actually think will win next week?
Yeah, I don't think it matters because both teams are gonna have Paulson, so it's just gonna be a free win.
My thoughts exactly. Unfortunately.
But next week, Paulson's gonna be on your team, so I've got to say that I think they've got it.
Can you play Solly? Because you suck in officials at Soldier, so we'll win that way.
When have I played Soldier at an official?
In that one cup you played for us, and you're worse than Paulson.
Nah, it's revisionist history.
Yeah. Sorry, any questions, Michael?
Look, I've really only got one, which is to do with the fact that I was poking around a little bit at logs before this game started, and I realized that last night you guys ended up playing essentially what would have ended up being the same series if it had gone to 3 maps. Was there a particular reason for that? Was that an accident that you ended up scrimming the same team on the same 3 maps that ended up getting picked, or did you guys both kind of have an idea on how this game was going to go before you went into it in terms of the picks and bans?
I think the maps we picked are just like the 3 most standard Sixers maps, like Process, Gully, Snake, are like they're just so like iconic in TF2. I don't know, they're just the ones that everyone wants to play. So
Pug maps.
yeah, basically they're just like the pug maps, and I think everyone just prefers playing on them and would rather play them than the other maps, at least on our teams. I imagine it'd be different next week, but that's, yeah, I don't know. That was our rationale going into it anyway.
Okay, yeah, and we do have Enrith joining us as well.
Hello.
Welcome. So you and your team will end up playing against Jasmine Beef next week. So I mean, how are you guys feeling going into that game, especially compared to this game?
Way more confident, I think, than this game.
Wow, toxic.
Like, we did really well in the week 6, I think, match against them. That was with Hertz, so you'd assume it'd be worse, but we're confident.
And one big thing that I'm sure a lot of people are curious about. I mean, you guys, you've been scrimming with Paulson a bit. You use Paulson for the official, but Paulson is kind of on the team that you're versing next week.
Unfortunately.
What are your plans for a substitute in that case?
We're gonna ask Down if he wants to play, and I've spoken to him previously about it, and he said he wouldn't mind, but I don't know. There's some conflictions there, as you can imagine.
Just a few.
What do you mean? He's clearly more terrified of Jasmine Beef and their soldier gameplay rather than your team. So why would he want to lose?
Yeah. If we can't get Down, we'll have to, I don't know, ask Super or Spade, I imagine.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's. I mean, look, best of luck for you guys. Hope you guys do end up getting a player that manages to do as much very high tier work as Paulson did tonight.
Yes.
Maybe someone who can play Spy well would do the trick.
Yeah, I don't think there's any of those left in Prem. So yeah, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. And I mean, one other question for Enrith. So, going into next week, obviously this season, huge season, massive prize pool on the line. Compared to previous seasons, going into the 3rd place game, are you guys feeling any more pressure, like to win next week? Are you even thinking about it at this point? No?
Like, I mean, personally for me, the money doesn't really do anything. Like, I'd be playing the game regardless, right? It's just, I don't know, what is it, like $300, $400 individually if you win first or something? I don't know. It's not like a big enough deal to make me too worried.
It's 1,800 now, so I'm pretty sure it's 300. I think it's 1,800,
Yeah.
so it'll be 300 each.
I don't think it adds any extra pressure though, no.
Okay, good deal. Well, hopefully you guys can do well, as I think we are going to start to move this into shout-outs. We'll start off with you, Enrith. Anyone you want to shout out?
Shout out to my Dust Bowl boys. And that is all.
Redcoat?
Shout out to Paulson. Unironically, actually, like we were impressed at how well you guys adapted to like losing your main caller and getting Paulson in. Like it was honestly,
Pretty rough.
yeah, like honestly, like I didn't expect it to be that close. No offense, but it was. You know, Paulson did well. He
I'm going to be banned for
Yeah.
toxicity soon as well. I saw your comments in game, Redcoat.
only to Sam. That's
fair.
because Sam is a literal like inhuman insect weevil. Deserves no compassion. Apart from that, just like shout out to my team. Whatever.
Elmo?
Shout out to both teams for the epic game, and yeah, shout out Paulson and the other Jasmine Beef Boys. I'm sure we'll all be hitting at the MG up at 3 AM tonight with Paulson to prepare for that one.
Sweet. Yeah, I mean, definitely shout out to both teams. Really good game being played. Shout out to you, Elmo, for joining me this evening to cast. Shout out, as always, to Connor on production. Makes everything happen around here. So, never enough thanks can go to that man. And that's going to do us for tonight. Do make sure to keep an eye out for further casts. We are looking to cover the rest of the Premier Division and the High Division for Season 28. Only 4 more games to go, with semi-finals for both and then the Grand Final in 2 weeks' time. Or in a week's time, I guess, at this point. And yeah, so just keep an eye out for that. I'm Michael, joined by Elmo, with Connor on production. Enjoy the rest of your evenings.